Hello, dear friends. The day of the Lord will come like a thief in the night, in which the heavens will pass away with a great noise. But of that day or hour no one knows, not even the angels in heaven, but my Father only. Opinion piece. Cosmic challenge. It's a living hell, unsettling outlook, permanent struggle. Knowledge is power. The matrix is ending. All roads lead to Rome. Control of the narrative. Chronicle of the Apocalypse. Nobody knows the day or the hour. He will come like a thief in the night. Let's start. There is a constant challenge between the forces of light and those of darkness that would produce a state of permanent anxiety if we were aware of all the chess moves. But the good news is that the light is winning because it always wins, despite the fact that official news indicates the opposite. The final victory of light over darkness is guaranteed. In the Apocalypse, the New Jerusalem is described, there, where there will be no more night, and there will be no more need for the light of a lamp or the light of the sun, for the Lord will give them light. In quotes. This symbolizes humanity's full and direct communication with the Source, without the need for symbolic intermediaries. The challenge between the forces of light and darkness is understood as a fundamental reality. Light is associated with truth, holiness, and life. Darkness represents ignorance and separation from the source. Christ is seen as the light of the world that overcomes darkness. Believers are called children of light, but many experience periods of walking in the darkness. This duality represents the eternal battle between positive and negative, good and evil, order and chaos, creation and destruction. In the human and philosophical realm, it can be seen as a metaphor for the internal conflict in every human being and in society, where we constantly struggle between our noble impulses and our destructive desires. Teachings. In some traditions, such as Taoism, with yin and yang, light and dark are not seen as completely separate of warring forces, but as complementary elements that need to exist in balance. Night and day, life and death, good and evil, are natural cycles of existence, and both are essential to the harmony of the universe. Carl Jung spoke of the shadow as the hidden and repressed part of the personality, which often manifests itself in our actions. The integration of our personal light and dark can lead us to a greater understanding of ourselves and a deeper sense of balance. Friedrich Nietzsche spoke of the eternal return and the infinite cycle of creation and destruction as part of the nature of life. The idea that human life is always in a struggle between creation and dissolution, between order and disorder, suggests that this struggle is both internal and external. The dark triangle pointing downward represents the descent of life into matter, while the light triangle pointing upward symbolizes the ascent of that light from matter to spirit. This reflects the perpetual opposition between the forces of light and darkness in nature and in man. The snake beating its own tail represents the cycle of the universe and the cyclical nature of manifestation, the ongoing process of creation and dissolution of forms through which evolution occurs. This perspective sees the pulse between light and darkness as part of a grand evolutionary scheme encompassing all of nature, physical and spiritual, reflecting the deepest mysteries of the existence. Chronicle. The greatest chronicler of this pulse, of this challenge, is Mrs. Judy Pinkton of Restored Republic, But her information is not always reliable because she has given many dates that have not come to pass. But let us hope that she is right sometime. She reveals that the plan for a simulated economic collapse in the stock market was foiled by the automatic security systems of the quantum financial system. The QFS is not just a financial system. It is, it is part of a larger plan to take total control of global communications, energy networks, and data. The coalition has developed this system to prevent any future manipulation by the elite. The cabal hoped to provoke civil unrest and false flag acts to delay or prevent arrests, but the coalition has completely neutralized them. They also intended to outmaneuver the global financial reset through their fake Davos Great Reset of digital currency backed by no gold or assets, in order to silence dissent and impose totalitarianism. Threats. The destruction of London as the center of finance is part of their Great Reset to build their new world order from the ashes. Central banks are loading up on gold because they know what is coming. They want a post-apocalyptic world where they would have all the power, while the rest of us would struggle to survive, like in the Hunger Games. Judy Pinkton suggests that the cabal was planning to deploy electromagnetic pulse weapons over key cities in an attempt to disrupt communications and infrastructure. However, Project Odin, which controls all communications through the Starlink satellite system, has rendered such attacks useless. Starlink is on standby to send EBS to phones around the world in a covert operation. However, the cabal was not intimidated and was working to create an all-out conflict in the Middle East. The Third World Party is not on the horizon. It is already taking place. It is not just about missiles. This war is about total control. Control of the narrative, control of the population, and control of the future. Digital control. They have perfected their control systems, and it is not just about influencing governments or the media, but also a dominion over your body, your mind, and your soul. It is happening now, faster than ever, because they know that the masses are awakening. It is all in front of you, but most people are too blind to see it. Active listening technology uses software to track your conversations. Every word you say is collected and analyzed, creating a digital profile that is sold to the highest bidder. They are listening and using that data to manipulate your behavior and even your thoughts. The global digital control network is almost complete. They control your money, your identity, your movements, and your thoughts. The world is sleepwalking into a technocratic nightmare if you do not wake up soon, with the help of direct innovation. Look at Kenya's digital ID system. It's not about convenience, but a prototype for global biometric control. All Kenyan citizens will be forced to use this system, and it will not stop there. It is the model for global identification, a system that will track your every move, every purchase, and ultimately your thoughts. All experiments are done in Africa. Controllers. Drug cartels have expanded their operations into human trafficking with a business model derived from the Medellin cartel founded with the help of Nazi officer Klaus Barbie, also known as the Butcher of Lyon. The black nobility owns the Knights of Malta, the Jesuits, and the Cosa Nostra. Outside of this power structure is the Committee of 300, which represents the royal families, with an inner circles made up of the leading monarchs and princes of Europe and the former Holy Roman Empire. The royal families of Europe are mainly divided into two factions that trace back to the Gulf merchants and the Gibelline landowners. All other groups, such as Bilderberg, CFR, and the Trilateral Commission, are lower-level organizations, but all roads lead to Rome. Global deal. The latest defense of globalism has been the funding and control of UN activities in order to retain control of the planet. On Sunday, September 22nd, 2024, the UN met and, without debate, adopted the Compact for the Cabal's Future Plan, which would make them the new world government. Although the language used obscures the purpose of this new charter, they are trying to turn the United Nations into a world government that would come for our sovereignty and our freedoms. The Davos Forum has controlled the UN since 2019. The digital gulag of the UN Global Compact says they will use data for the benefit of well-being, but that is exactly the opposite of what happened during the lockdowns, when contact tracing and passports were applied for supposed well-being. The result was that large sections of the population were unable to work, travel, or access other goods and services. Rumors. Steve Biko heard the rumor that Gisela was supposed to happen on September 11th, 2024, and was stopped by the cabal again, like September 11th, 2001. They are now removing the threats they identified as a result of that action. These are hundreds of financial leaders who are working to stop it from happening. He believes the re-evaluation has to happen before the 10 days of broadcasts because once they start the disclosure, our society would be on a roller coaster. Trump has been informed that that his airplane, was the next target of an attack. With 9 hit-guided missiles smuggled in and 3 kill teams deployed, a cartel was paid to move the weapons across the border. At least 3 major scams are currently being perpetrated. The TRB Trump Products scam, the Dave XRP Lion scam, and the QFS fake account scam with the Ezra Cohen Watnick impersonator. Quotes. The trial is coming. Keep calm. Enjoy the show. Some will get out early. Telegrams from JFK Jr. We will see it all. This will come soon. The light is coming. We are always with you. The Matrix is ending and I am watching it. The other side of space is the real world. We will always help you spread the truth, but undisclosed methods. The coalition to end the darkness is far more powerful than the cabal. Exopolitics. Weekly roundup by Dr. Michael Salla. SpaceX plans to launch 5 unnamed Starship craft to Mars in 2 years. Donald Trump says he met with 4 Air Force pilots who had seen flying saucer craft traveling 4 times faster than F-22s. Luis Elizondo explains how Trump's interest in military UFO witnesses helped bring about a change in official attitude. Astronomers at the James Webb Space Telescope say they have stumbled upon possible signs of life from a massive Earth-like exoplanet. Economy. BRICS gold-backed currency would be a rival to the dollar within 2 years. Sinful. Sovereign debt collapse could change the world's monetary system. ITM trading. The economic crisis of the 30s is already here. The 1930s, marked by the Great Depression, witnessed unprecedented economic turbulence, while the 70s were plagued by stagflation, a combination of stagnant growth and rampant inflation. In a landscape plagued by uncertainty, and knowledge is power. At a time when the global economy is facing unprecedented challenges, staying informed about the changing financial landscape has never been more crucial. The economic landscape may be changing rapidly, but with the right strategies, you can weather the storm and come out stronger on the other side. The young pretender. All debts will get hyperinflated. I feel sorry for today's policy makers, given the impossible situation their predecessors have left them in. But that doesn't mean they should continue their debt policies. Monetary realignment and gold revaluation mean hyperinflation would disappear in a single weekend, so all debts would be gone in the blink of an eye. There are widely varying opinions on whether the reset would reward debtors or savers. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.